Hey guys, today I have a review for you of the Flyye JPC. I believe Flyye calls it on lots of their websites, or where you can find it, the Swift plate carrier. That's probably just for licensing purposes, but anyway, it's a JPC. JPC obviously is a Crye precision plate carrier. It's made to be lightweight, and I believe I've actually read that they initially were designed to kind of be disposable, so that you could wear it for a mission or something, and if you needed to get rid of it quickly, or you just kind of would use it, abuse it, and then just get rid of it and get a new one or get a different plate carrier. Sorry for the whining in the background. We got a golden retriever puppy and she wants to go outside. Anyway, this particular model is in Ranger Green. I got it in Ranger Green because I'm interested in doing kind of an HRT or hostage rescue team kind of loadout. I'm not really doing an impression just because impressions cost too much money for me, being a college student, and I just don't see the purpose of dumping that much money into an airsoft loadout. But I've always liked kind of the HRT look, so I thought I'd get one of these. I'm actually going to go let her out, and we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Probably the first thing you'll notice to this plate carrier, if you're familiar with the JPC already, is that right now I have it set up for 7.62. I did that because I run an SR25K normally, so I modified it for 7.62, but it can just as easily go back to 5.56 if you want. On the inside of this kind of internal mag pouch, normally when you buy it, there's two kind of elastic inserts, I guess you could call them, that run along right here and here, so that way you can have 3 AR style magazines. For those of you that don't know the difference between, say, a 7.62 and a 5.56, this is a 7.62 magazine. It's a lot wider than this, which is a 5.56 magazine. It's just a different caliber, so you need different pouches to hold them. But continuing on, in order to do this, if you're looking to do something similar, I just cut out the elastic and modified a tactical tailor shingle, or double 7.62 shingle, by adding a strip of Velcro on the front and back. And due to the JPC, I don't know if this is just Flyye's or if Crye is like this as well, but there's actually already Velcro on the inside of this, so I didn't have to add anything to the JPC. All I did was cut out the elastic inserts. So by doing that, if you want to go back to 5.56, you can buy, say, a TMC 5.56 triple insert, which you can get those fairly cheap from overseas, and you can just put that right back in. So therefore, by doing that, you have the option of running 7.62 or 5.56. Anyway, there's a lot of places I could start. I guess I'll start with the plates, actually. The Flyye JPC comes with hard, I think they call it EVA foam or something, but I was really surprised when I got it. It's actually really quite thick and really strong foam, and it just gives the plate carrier a lot of rigidity and form to your body. It's not kind of this loose, floppy material flopping around on you. Normally I would put cardboard in there, but because this came with the fake plates, I'm running those. A concern I have involving the plates is that, just like all normal plate carriers, you have your opening on the bottom of each plate bag, or the front or the back of the carrier. It's secured by Velcro for the most part, and then you'd slide your plate inside. I've actually heard that this is a design, that this is like an exact replica of the Crye even like the stitching and all that stuff. So on the Cry, right here, you have a few kind of strips of Velcro on each side that just secure the plate in place. But those strips are only held on by one line of stitching going right down the middle of the Velcro piece. And there's been people saying that it tears, and it's just, to me, it's kind of a design flaw, but Flyye decided to be as accurate as possible and replicated even that. So, I mean, I'm not going to be taking plates in and out of this a lot, if ever. So, I mean, it's not something to be concerned about or something that might deter you from purchasing this. But it is, if you're going to be swapping plates a lot, that's definitely something you're going to want to consider. I guess moving up here, right here on the JPC, you have kind of an internal admin pouch up top. It has 3 elastic slots for, say, whatever, pens, whatever. You can fit a map in here. Right now I currently have like a Leatherman multi-tool in one of the elastic slots. Again, that's secured by Velcro. It's nice. You have 3 rows of Velcro here. The bottom and top layer are mole. The middle one is just a row of Velcro. You can put patches, whatever you want there. Moving to the shoulder straps, the actual Cry material for these shoulder straps in the real JPC, it's called Hypalon, and from what I've read and what it says on Flye's website, this is actual Hypalon. So I mean, that was one of my initial concerns when I was looking at purchasing this, is that it's a Chinese replica. Like how durable is that stuff going to be? But I mean, if it's actually Hypalon, which I believe it is, I really don't have any concerns for it. I know some guys that run the real Flyye JPC, and they've been running theirs for a few years now, and it's held up fine. Hey guys, just something I thought I should add while I was editing this. One, here's kind of an idea of what it looks like on a person, but what I wanted to add is that if you're kind of trying to decide whether you should buy a Flyye JPC or say the Emerson or the TMC, definitely go with the Flyye. It might be a little more expensive, but in airsoft you really kind of get what you pay for, and Flyye is going to beat out Emerson and TMC any day of the week, quality-wise. VGC, they also make kind of a JPC. I think they only make like the NJPC though, which is the AR1 version with the pouch flaps on it. You don't, I mean, you have some options, but definitely Flyye is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. Whether that be quality-wise or color-wise as well. Obviously, you can buy solid color versions through companies like Emerson or TMC. But if you're going to go, say, a Multicam route or an AR1 route or anything like that, you're definitely going to want to go with Flyye as well, just because the pattern is going to be a lot more accurate if it's not real deal multicam fabric or whatnot, or if it is, obviously it's real deal. You can't mess that up really. And as well as the Flyye uses the real Hypalon material instead of, say, a fabric or whatever. So yeah, just thought I'd add this. You guys can get back to the rest of the video now. Onto the actual kind of back and front pieces. Just like on the real Cry, right here you have kind of this square cutout on front and the back. This is a mesh material. This is just to allow breathability. It breathes a little bit better. That's one thing that the JPC is fairly good at for being a plate carrier, due to the little shoulder strap cutouts, the mesh material, and the design of the Cumberbund, which is there. I think it's called the Airlight Cumberbund, and that allows heat to escape through here where you would normally have fabric material covering up your body. While I'm on the topic of the Cumberbund, when I first got this, it was sized for a small child. So I mean, you definitely, if you're a bigger guy or just probably just in general, you're going to have to adjust it a little bit. I can't really show you the adjustment feature because I have these pouches on here, but essentially it has shock cord weaving kind of in and out of each row of mole on the Airlight Cumberbund, and then it also weaves onto the mole that's on the back of the actual carrier. But if you stick to the design that it comes with in weaving, and you just kind of take it apart, stretch it out a little bit, and then weave it back together, it's no problem. So yeah, that's one thing you might have to do when you get this. Let's see what else we got. Another thing, I've only handled the real JPC maybe once or twice, so I don't know how similar it is to that in this aspect, but the actual mole, the way that this works is they run kind of I don't know if it's plastic, I'm going to say like kind of a plastic piece through each row of this mole going all the way around the Cumberbund, and that kind of gives it rigidity, so it's not just kind of this loosey-goosey webbing system. But because of that, adding pouches, at least the first time on, it does, I guess it would stretch a little bit through putting pouches on and off. But the first time getting these pouches weaved on, my fingers were bleeding at the end because of how little room there is between the plastic piece and the actual webbing. So it's really tight, but again, it's something really to be concerned about. Once you have your pouches where you want them and you have them on there, there's really no reason to take them off anyway. So I mean, it's just an initial concern, I guess. Shoulder straps, I've seen people run kind of separate padding pieces you can buy for JPC or just normal plate carriers in general. So far I've worn it around the house for a few hours and it's been fine, but I can see that if you're really weighing this down, which kind of goes against the purpose of the JPC, but if you are going to weigh it down, these things, I could see you might be needing some extra padding. Another thing, when I first got this, similar to like the LBT 6094 series, you have these kind of Velcro loops for running hydration tubes or comms wires through. These were actually, the material, the shoulder pad material was kind of folded under, so these were actually running like along the middle of the bottom of the shoulder straps. And I first put it on and I didn't really know that you could like move these yet. And so my hydration tube was digging into my shoulder, and it was really uncomfortable, but you can kind of slide these around and make them or put them in their correct position, so you might have to do that when you get yours, so just keep that in mind. Color comparison, this is obviously Flye's Ranger Green. This is a Mayflower UW Gen 4 chest rig in Ranger Green. So as you can see, they do vary a little bit, but I believe for the most part at least that seems to be due to the material, or the denier, I think that's what you call it, the denier of the cordura. This Flyye JPC is made out of 1000 denier, or 1000D that you might see on a website. And pretty much the higher the denier, the more durable it will be. This, I want to say, is made out of 500 or maybe even 330. It's really lightweight, but it's quality. But again, so because of the denier, I think that this color varies a little bit from here. They also might be using like a different cordura fabric, but it's relatively the same. I'm going to be getting some 511 kind of Ranger Green combat shirt and pants, and when I do get that, I'll post a picture and put it in the link kind of showing the colors between that and the Mayflower, just so you can get a better sense of how accurate this Ranger Green is. Other colors it comes in, you have pretty much all the standard tactical colors that you'd find in any other plate carrier. There is a multicam version of this that Flyye makes that's genuine multicam, not like the Madi JPC, which is, I think it's fake multicam. It's fairly accurate in color, but it's not the real deal. But the actual real multicam material JPC that Flyye makes, I believe the price on that is like $150 before shipping from Hong Kong. So there is an increase in price for that. This was, I want to say, like 100 bucks shipped from Hong Kong. I got this from Shooter Combat Gear, shootercbgear.com, if you're interested. This was the last one in stock, so sorry if you're looking for a Ranger Green one. But yeah, like I said, Ranger Green for HRT, or I know MARSOC. There's some pictures been coming out lately that there's some MARSOC operators using a Ranger Green JPC as well. Anyway, stitching wise, it's great. It's fantastic. I've never really owned a piece of Flyye gear that I've been like, oh, this is crappy. So I mean, you have no concerns for that. Or you should have no concern for the stitching quality. Obviously, this hand mic, multicam pouches you see, and any pouches on this don't come with it. It's just the JPC. Trying to think what else there is to say about this. Oh, I guess I'll just do this quick. Just like pretty much any other plate carrier, I shouldn't say any, but most plate carriers out there, the system for the Cumberbund, it's a Velcro system. You have each side has a kind of your Velcro square here, and then you would put that in there and close it up, and you're good to go. You got your JPC. So I mean, yeah, that's pretty standard. It's a nice system. It stays secure. There's nothing to be worried about there. Kind of going towards the, I know this is going to be a longer video, but whatever, I don't care. Kind of aiming towards kind of the tactical side, or the performance side, if you will, of the JPC. Due to its design and kind of how it's lighter than most plate carriers, you're obviously not going to be as fatigued as much if you're running around a lot. If it's a hot day or whatever, you're sweating out a lot of water. So yeah, due to it being a light design, you're gonna have more endurance, more stamina. So that's nice. One of the biggest features that I noticed actually, that I wasn't really expecting because I'd never experienced something like this, but on all the other plate carriers that I've owned, which I've owned kind of a CRAS, a 6094A, lots of other things that I can't think of, or not plate carriers in general, kind of, or not specifically plate carriers only, but also chest rigs like 1961As, stuff like that. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that the shoulder material on all those other rigs, it's a thicker material because it's a giant kind of pad running along your shoulders, that when you shoulder your rifle, I mean, you can still do it fairly easily and you don't really notice it. But when you're shouldering your rifle, it can kind of get in the way sometimes. Due to the JPC having this very like thin Hypalon material, and just thin shoulder pads in general, when I shouldered my SR25, it was like I wasn't really wearing anything, and it was something I hadn't experienced before. So when I did experience it, it was shocking to me, and but it's a great thing. It's one of probably my favorite things about the JPC, is that so when you're shouldering your rifle, you don't really feel like you're wearing anything, and you can just really get a good firm hold on your rifle, and you can really get the cheek weld. I don't know what I'm saying, but you know what I'm talking about. You can really get that cheek wield that you're looking for, and get your rounds on target more accurately. You can actually adjust the length of these if you slide these top shoulder fabric, this top fabric material. If you slide these one way or the other, there is Velcro on the hypalon that you can take it apart and kind of cinch it down or make it looser, depending on how big you are or where you want it to sit on your body. That pretty much covers it up. There are, I don't know if this is on the real JPC or not, but I don't know if you can see it either, but there are kind of little buckles here. I believe there's 2 on each. No, that's strange. It seems like there's only 1 on each side on the back piece, but on the front portion you have 2 buckles here, or 2, I don't know what they're called, but you can run material through it. Say if you want to use, if you want to run this without a cummerbund, you can run straps through it to kind of give it that low profile feel if you're into that. I do think it's kind of strange that there's only 1 on the back and 2 on the front. I would think that there should be 2 on both, but what do I know? Run it how you want it, run it how you want to. Yeah. So I guess that wraps it up. I'll stop blabbing. If you haven't subscribed to me, please do. If you have any questions, comments, feel free to post them. I'm happy to answer them. I will say that I've noticed recently with the kind of Google Plus takeover of YouTube, or whatever you want to call it, that if you don't have a Google Plus account, I think that's the problem, and you post a question in the comment section, I can't actually reply to you. So make sure that if you're posting and you really want an answer, make sure you have a Google Plus account. That way I can reply to you and give you the information that you need. Yeah, anyway, that wraps it up. Thanks for watching. Questions, comments, post them. If you want to subscribe, go ahead. You can find me on Facebook, CarvonaAirsoftVideos.com. I'll post, or not .com, just Carvona Airsoft Videos. That's my page on Facebook. I'll post maybe things I'm selling on there. I'll post random kind of information, random questions, maybe little contests. I actually posted a contest for someone to guess who this was. They just get like a free little sticker, but no one really guessed it or really wanted to participate. So I might be doing some bigger kind of giveaway things. So anyway, like that, do it, and you're cool. I'm going to stop talking now. Thanks for watching.